We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Between Two Props. I'm Zach Ziegler, currently joined by Wheeling University head women's rugby coach Ken Pape. And Ken, you guys won the national championships in 15 season. Now that we're kind of past that 15 season through the winter break, kind of recap that year. Talk about all that happened and kind of that big season, how it came together.
Yeah, I mean, we got started here in March, April, May. Took the job and started officially May 1st. Obviously a few players transferred with us, and we were able to bring in a pretty big recruiting class, as you know, and we got off and started working on our systems. August came around, and, we hit the ground running. It really came out hard. And here's a little statistic for you, Zach. I don't know if anybody knows this, but against Ohio State, our very first game on August 30th, in the first 2 minutes of the game, Ohio State scored on us. They didn't hit the conversion, so they were leading 5-0. Exactly 45 seconds later, we scored our first try as a school ever. And since that moment, at no point during the season were we ever behind, ever. So we went from the first 2 minutes of our very first game all the way until the national championship never being behind. So, hats off to the ladies for having defensive prowess. But, we just kept our foot down, kept moving, took it game by game. Didn't really revel in these successes early. We knew we had a job to do. We talked about it. When we made playoffs, you said, "Oh, you got to be happy." And, there's nothing to be happy about until we win the championship. So, and it's been a whirlwind since, right? We've had news reporters, restaurants calling on us to come visit. We have a mall that wants us to do an appearance, and the mayor's having us down, the governor's having us down. We just have had so much cool stuff going on during the off season. We brought in another player, a transfer, and Shannon Whippy. She came over from WVU. So, our program's just getting stronger and stronger as the days go on. And that's kind of what's been going on so far.
And you guys were rewarded for that successful season. You're sending two to the All-Star game, the NCR Rugby Shield Challenge here in a couple of weeks. Tamsin Boyce and Alexis Dallas going to that event. Talk about what it's like to have those two getting to play on that All-Star stage.
I mean, realistically, it's going to be a great team. I could have seen us send a few more players, but having Alexis and Tamsin represent Wheeling in the very first season is really awesome. Those two really are deserving of the honor. Now, you could say Bella Galata and Emma and a lot of the other ladies on the team deserve an opportunity, but we'll take what we can get for right now. And having those two go onto the national stage yet again to represent our school and our colors is extremely exciting, and I know they're excited. And
looking forward to the spring season. Talk about some of the things that are coming up here in the spring.
Yeah, so we are playing sevens in the spring. We do have a couple of 15s fixtures that may be coming through. We're still kind of working out some details, working with CRAA and Paul Santinelli and Paul Keeler and Josh Sutcliffe, trying to get us to we would like to participate in one of their cups. So we've got a couple 15s games on the docket, but then we've got sevens as our main focus in the spring. And right now we're looking at St. Bonaventure sevens as a national qualifier, Browns sevens, that's another national qualifier, and then there's a tournament called Frostbite. It's up in Pennsylvania. That's a qualifier, going to that. Frostburg University reached out, another Mountain East Conference team. They're having a sevens tournament, so we're going to be going to that. We're hosting a tournament, so we've got a lot going on as far as that goes. And then Tropical Sevens, of course, is a staple. We're working on getting funding for that. And hopefully, God willing, we'll be off to the Sevens National Championship at the CRCs in Maryland. And that's kind of what we're looking at right now.
You're currently watching Between Two Props. I'm Zach Ziegler with Wheeling women's rugby coach Ken Pape. And Ken, going to have some turnover here in the coming years. You got a recruiting class coming in. Some players stay, some players go. Talk about how the roster is going to shape up.
Yeah, I mean, we're really blessed. We have 3 seniors graduating, 2 of which are going for their 5th year of eligibility. They're going to stay on and get their masters. Unfortunately, we are losing one. Jill Stewart, one of our team leaders. She's the one you can always see starting a TBRB chants in the beginning of games. So we're losing her. She's a big leader on the team. So it's going to be hard to replace her, but we're going to do our best. But the recruiting class coming in, Zach, holy cow. Since winning the national championship, my phone's been ringing off the hook. My emails are just filled. We're looking at some of the best players in the country right now, and outside of the country, we've got 3 international players joining us, 2 from Canada, 1 from Guam possibly, and we've got a lot of U.S.-based players as well, and we're just really excited. Right now, as of today, we've already signed 18 players, and we're looking for that number to probably hit closer to 25 come end of recruiting season for us, which is middle of February. Some exciting news coming up about next year that you brought it up. We've added, the school has approved, and we're moving forward with adding a JV side. So we'll have that team starting next year. So we're recruiting actively for that class in that group as well. So we're going to see more games. Our first side, our varsity side, will be playing again in Division I. And our JV side will be playing in Division II. Our Division II side will not be eligible for the playoffs, but they are going to get a lot of really good rugby. They're going to be put on a schedule and play some really tough teams.
And not only do we have some changes to the roster, but you changed to your coaching staff as well. You're bringing Bill Flanagan, who was your volunteer assistant in the fall, back. And you also have a new person, Casey Kilbane, coming in as a graduate assistant. Talk about the coaching staff and some of those changes.
Yeah, Bill Flanagan's an absolute staple on the team. He's high energy, amazing. I'm so excited that he won the House of Delegates spot for the U.S., and that's just super exciting for him. I know it's something he's worked hard for, but he's absolutely committed to continuing his path with us, which is awesome. And then we added Casey Kilbane. The players call him affectionately Coach Killer. He's awesome. He's a strength and conditioning guy. He's learning rugby. He's really excited about bringing it in, and he's brought 2 other coaches in. We're not ready to announce yet, but we have 2 other coaches joining our staff as well as part of that group to really give us a formidable strength and conditioning program we're super excited about. We've also, with our GAs, Maisie's leaving us, and we've got 3 GAs joining us in the fall. We can't announce who they are yet because we're not there, but we have a lot of really cool coaching staff things happening. Richie Walker is going to continue to be a part of our pathway. He's a consultant for us, and we're just excited about the opportunities to coaching staff that's going to be a part of our 25-26 campaign. And
this is the first of a 3-part series, so talk a little bit about what's coming up here in the next couple of weeks.
Wow, yeah. So we have a huge recruiting class, and we want to give everybody their due, so they're going to each have their own social media post about them and whatnot. But I'd also like to bring the community up to speed on the players we're bringing in, tell them a little bit about each player. We have a little video piece that we're going to be sending out with each player's profile, so we'll get a chance to see that. But I got to tell you, Zach, when you see some of these players in action, you're going to be in absolute awe. Like, the players we're bringing in can easily step in and start on this team. And we're talking about a team that won a national championship in pretty convincing fashion. So, we're a team that's not going to be getting worse. We are losing one of our best players in Jill Stewart, but we're adding instantly 10 players that could start for any team in the country that we're really excited about having. So this 3-part series that you're going to be getting, each video will have a series of recruits that have signed their athletic aid agreements with us that we can now publicly announce. But we're going to do it in kind of Wheeling style with a little bit of pizzazz with your expertise. And Kayla Castillo's working really hard behind the scenes to get us really cool information on these guys. And it's going to be pretty cool. So 3-part series we're going to call, between 2 props recruit edition or signing edition. We haven't figured out the name yet, but it's going to be a pretty cool series that we're gonna really take place with, and it's a lot of fun.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the year.
Awesome. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.